Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame, and this is the recap review for Queen Sugar. It's back. I'm so happy. Y'all, tell me why yesterday I kept looking at the date and I was like, what is it about today's date? Like, I don't know of anybody whose birthday is on today. And so I was just like, what is, why? Finally realized when I woke up from my nap that today is the day. Well, yesterday. But y'all get what I'm saying. Yesterday was the day that Queen Sugar came back. I was so excited, y'all. I promise y'all, I embedded that in my brain because I was like, ooh, I can't wait for the 7th. But anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and get into this recap review. So the episode starts out with Micah doing a Zoom, like, class discussion, if you will. He has decided to become a part of this it's like a class that's through another college because he is still going to school in Louisiana because everything happened. He got pulled from school because COVID happened last season and all that. So now he's going to what is it, Xavier or something? Y'all, I think that's where he's attending now. And I actually visited that school and a couple of other schools before Hurricane Katrina happened when we were touring grad schools. So yeah, that was a very interesting experience. And it was sad at the same time because it was like the week prior to Mardi Gras. So it's like the two times that I went to Louisiana, it was like always the week before or the week after Mardi Gras. And that just used to make me so mad. Now, we not finna ever, like, y'all, look, if you know me, you already know every time I get a chance to say it, I'm gonna say it, and the truth is the truth. You see this? This is not just my team, this is where I'm from. And Mardi Gras started in Alabama. So I just gotta make sure I say that because people set it off all the time and make it seem like Louisiana is just it. And I'm like, nah, it started in Alabama. Let's get that right. So anyway, sorry. I know I chose violence, but the truth is the truth. Look it up if you ain't never know. Now you know it is what it is. So I'm sorry. I had to set it off real quick. But anyway, he's like doing this Zoom meeting situation, and they are talking about black activists and different things like that. Their theories on certain parts of bondage and all of this other stuff. So, the instructor has like maybe 4 other people that are on the stream and they are discussing it or whatever. So right now, Micah is the one who is responding. And so she seems kind of intrigued by him. But as the episode progresses, I am wondering as to whether or not this was an interaction that has happened before, meaning this wasn't the first time that he's been a part of this discussion, class, or whatever you want to say it is. So anyway, they ended up ending everything for the day, and his mama ended up calling, and Charlie right now is in California. She's supposed to be there on business, and I'm just like, girl, whatever. So, she was like, okay, what you getting into? He was like, oh, well, I'm about to read a book right now. And so, of course, checking in with a child, making sure they good. After everything happened with Charlie last season, girl, you do need to check in at every turn. Ain't nobody got time because you did the most last season. And I mean, I know that's not her fault, but that like tore my nerves up a little bit. And I was like, oh, man, we ain't got time for that no more. And especially your child, you didn't even tell your child what was going on. Yeah, I still can't get over that. Kind of felt a little bit triggered. Kind of like how I felt this year, like a month or two ago, my mama started revealing some stuff that has popped off ever since my daddy's birthday. So I was just like, y'all, it's a lot. It's a lot. So anyway, then we see Ralph Angel talking to Prosper, and he is hopeful that his crop is going to come through the way it needs to, because you know what happened last season. The most was popping off with the crops. It is very, very tricky. You never know how things are going to go with your crops. You could have a terrible year. It could be a terrible drought and it mess you up. I know with my daddy, he has been very thankful because this year it has been a lot of rain. And even though he has created his own irrigation system, he says that he feels as though his garden does exceptionally a whole lot better when it's rain that's happening, just coming from the heavens versus him just, turning on water and watering the plants. So yeah, y'all. I'm gonna get more into the agricultural aspect of stuff later on. So yeah, y'all. Everybody is happy right now because with y'all, so I'm trying not to, it's like I'm thinking of everything at the same time because so many great things are happening. So Blue is still in school. I think the school is in DC. He's still in school, and he visited like recently. So he came home for like a week or a weekend or whatever. So since he's talking to Prosper in that moment, he ended up sending him a message and a picture and all this other stuff. Blue is so happy about becoming a big brother. So he has sent a name every single day for a suggestion as to what the baby need to be named. And he sends a picture of himself, I guess, and possibly his surroundings. So since Prosper was there, he took a picture. They did a selfie together and they sent it to Blue. So they're talking, and he is just so hopeful that the crop is going to do well. He really thinks it's going to go well. He's been taking out loans, trying to keep a lot of stuff afloat. The baby coming, like COVID happened. And so it's like he's had to do so much in order to keep life going, things going. And I mean, even though he's on Blue's on a scholarship or whatever, it's still a lot going on back home that he still has to handle. So anyway, we end up seeing Darla, and she's good and pregnant. So she about to go to town to run some errands and all that good stuff. They are getting ready to do a vaccine drive. And everybody in the family is getting involved. Vi's at her shop, and she is still doing a pay what you can type of situation. People are struggling during this pandemic, and despite that, she is still able to pay for what she needs. I don't know if it's because of Hollywood's money and all this other stuff still helping out a little bit, or some of the people have still been able to pay a lot more than what they can. Donations might be rolling in for all we know. I don't know. I know that a lot of businesses were able to get PPP loans and other assistance in order to keep themselves afloat to be able to pay their employees. So hopefully it's something like that. So anyway, Hollywood came in, and he has been making deliveries and all this other stuff. He came in and he was like, oh, well, who does this belong to? There's no name on it. And so she was like, oh, I think somebody just hadn't picked their food up yet. I'll handle it. Keep that in mind. So he has to make a delivery to somebody, and he about to take the blueberry pie or whatever it is. And so she was like, no, you can't take that. I don't care what he ordered. The person actually put in an order for the pie now. Don't know if they paid for it, but I'm thinking if they put in an order, that they paid for it. She said, nope, that's the last pie that's here that has been baked, and it's going straight to my nephew, who is Blue Bordelon. She's about to mail the pie off and some more to set it off, because y'all know how much that boy lived for blueberry pie. So anyway, to set it off, like she had to take it, like he had put it in a box and everything, about to go and take it to this person. And so she was like, no, this is the last pie that has been made. It's going to him. So anyway, do what you do. Yeah, we got stuff that we got to get done. Help me do what needs to be done. All right, thank you. Because at first I was like, oh, please don't fight. Don't do it. Child, y'all know Charlie is in here trying to live her best life. I am not here for it. I've already expressed this last season. She is with her ex, Davis. They are baied up. Nobody knows about their relationship like that. I mean, I know Darla is aware of what she asked her last season because he has been doing the things that he's done or whatever. And Darla is pretty faithful. She's very loyal is what I meant to say. She seems loyal enough to not say anything. So, I don't know if she knows the extent of it right now because she is Charlie's assistant and all of that, or at least she was last season. But they doing the most. They in a cabana, like they in a private cabana doing the most. And so she asked him, what do you think about me like going deeper into politics? And so he here for everything she here for. He like, look, do what you do. I'm here for it. And yes, if we do continue down this road, I am going to have to tell my family about us. And in my mind, I'm just like, you already thinking that Violet is over here about to have a coronary over her nephew. But it's about to be even worse over him, because the public humiliation that she went through, everything that she went through, it broke Charlie all the way down. The fact that she had to start all the way over from scratch and come home to people who, just for the sake of, saying it, these people are like half of her family, because, their daddy was with her mama. So they're like her half siblings, I guess you could say. Now, I'm probably wrong on that, because I know that people love to say that if y'all got the same mama, you're this, and if you got the same daddy, you're that. I don't forgot if they said that if y'all share the same father, y'all are, considered whole siblings. But to me, they have siblings. But, I'm just saying for that sake. But they are brother and sisters. So yeah, it is what it is as far as that is concerned. But it's like all that stuff she went through. That's why when I saw her going down the road last season, I was like, girl, don't do this. Like, of all people. And I mean, I know I've said this before, but I understand that there are people who have changed. There seems to be a very small percentage of people who dog you out and cheat on you day in and day out, and they have realized the error of their ways, and they really have changed, and they will never do it again. But most of these people are trash, and they might be good for a minute, and then they get back into their old habits, and old habits die hard. Ain't nobody got time. Like, I'm pretty sure that is going to be the topic of conversation once she actually comes out and tells the family that they are together. They're going to be like, look what he did to you. Like, at every turn. Like, he had a whole side baby. Yeah, he didn't know about the child at first, but he had a whole side baby on you. If you have never been with somebody, ladies, if you have never been with a man who is sat up there and impregnated somebody else while y'all supposed to be in excuse me, I'm getting frustrated. If you have never been in a monogamous relationship, or at least it was supposed to be monogamous. If you have never been in a monogamous relationship with someone and they sat up here and was cheating on you, and to add insult to injury, got somebody pregnant, if you have never felt that feeling, you will never understand. Take it from somebody who knows. When I tell you that was a blow I never expected to have happen to me, I felt a completely different way than I have ever felt when somebody just cheated on me. You created a life. You know what I'm saying? I was just lucky that I did not get HIV. I was just lucky that I did not get sexually transmitted diseases. Like, I was blessed in that regard. So it's like, you really tried me. So the fact that this man had a whole other child out here, like, it's like, girl, I just hate the fact that I'm sorry, I gotta take a moment to say this. This is something I never liked as it pertains to men versus women, especially in the Black community. I just always noticed that men can mess up all day, every day, treat you like trash, treat you like the worst thing that ever was, and then we just take them back. We just deal with the hurt and the pain, no matter how bad it is, for the longest, if not for the rest of our lives. But men, if we was to do this stuff, the world done ended. We can look at another man and they looking at us like, oh no, you did all of this. But you've been thotting and bopping for years and we didn't forgave y'all. Like, stuff like that always just disturbed me. But anyway, y'all. So let me make sure I didn't skip over there because I was talking while it was going. So anyway, Micah is awakened to a phone call. But before that, so Hollywood was going through some things. He had an old tackle box from when he used to fish a lot, and it had a picture of himself and his wife, and it reminded him of, the fun vibe. And he saw a hat box that had a hat that either she had or his mama had. I really feel like it's his mama. I could be wrong, but he kind of reenacted the moment, and he put the hat on And the person said, I'm gonna wear this. I think that the person said, "Hey, Hollywood, hand me that red fedora. I'm gonna wear this in the casino so that no matter where I'm at, you'll be able to find me." So it's like, wow, okay. So anyway, they were eventually gonna go to bed. They actually was supposed to have a date night, and so she was like, "Okay, what's going on? We're supposed to have a date night." She tired, like she is really running around a whole lot, trying to get ready for that vaccine drive and still, catering to the community. And it's just a lot. And it's to the point where both of them were so tired, they was not even gonna have sex. And part of me, y'all, I said this, I think at the end of last season, or when I heard about the resurgence of this show, I was just like, okay, I feel like something is going to happen and Vi going to pass away. And I got to prepare myself for that. But I don't know if I can. I don't know. I really feel like they going to set it off. See, when her brother died, it was so early on in the show that it was like, okay, it's terrible, but okay. But we have invested in this show for how many seasons? 6. This has been 6 seasons, honey. Like, this is going to be a lot if this happens the way I think it's going to happen. I really feel like her symptoms are coming back stronger and whatever. And I feel like it's about to be a wrap. And I ain't here for it. Oh, Lord. So anyway, they finna go to sleep. They ain't finna do nothing. So the next day, she calls Micah. He in the bed asleep. Or so we think. Or maybe he was. But yeah, he was asleep for a reason. And we're going to get into that in a minute. So she was like, where were you? He was supposed to come over for breakfast. And like, she set it off. Like, when she said the type of thing she had, it was like certain type of grits. And I was like, ooh, child, I'm trying to do right in my life. Don't do it. Because I just had to send one of my friends. Like, okay, this is me. Y'all don't understand how crazy I am. So there is somebody who I have been friends with for the past couple of years or whatever, right? And so I was telling him, I was like, you can't cook better than me. You can't, hold a candle to me in the kitchen and all this other stuff. And so I'm like, where is your proof? Because you're trying to make it seem like you could cook like that. So I ended up sending some older pictures of when I last, was heavily in my zone of cooking and baking. And I do pancakes from scratch, biscuits from scratch, breakfast bowls, which, because of Crystals, I don't know if y'all ever had a Crystals where y'all live, because I know it's in select southern states or whatever, but we had a Crystals, and I guess it's supposed to be somewhat kind of like White Castle, but not really. But the breakfast that they have, one of the things they have is a breakfast bowl, and it's like grits, a protein, which for me is always pan sausage and scrambled eggs all mixed together. So yeah, I sent him a picture of a breakfast bowl that I made, pancakes from scratch. I did this chicken, rice, broccoli, and cheese casserole type dish situation. And I sent something else, I forgot what it was. So yeah, I'm like, okay, where your proof at? So yeah, it's just a lot that's going on with all of that. And I'm like, if you're going to do all of that, you're going to have to show me that you know what you're doing. So, anyway, Vi put, all the stuff she put out there, I was like, woo, wait a minute. She made me wish I had a plate real quick. I'm trying to be good in my life. So anyway, she just set it off on him and was like, I set aside my time for the day. I have so much going on and you stood me up. So anyway, they're going to see each other later on at the vaccine drive. So we then see somebody come from out of the bathroom, and it's the heifer / instructor that was on the Zoom situation. They having sex. So I'm like, what is going on here? Now, I don't know if y'all saw the preview like I saw the preview, and I was like, oh my. But yeah, she got things going on later on today, and he got schoolwork he need to do in the vaccine drive he got to attend. And so she's trying to figure out, is he going to carve out some more time for her? And he was like, oh yeah, I'll make time. I'll find the time. Looks like they're finna go in again. So anyway, then we end up seeing Ralph Angel. Y'all, he has gone to this place to get a loan again. And so they're like, we got to run background check. And he was like, well, yeah, that's fine. I'm good. I got this settlement money coming in. I got some money coming in from my harvest and all this other stuff. So I ain't worried about that. I'm gonna be able to pay it back in no time. I got a check coming in. It's cool. So later on, we see that somebody is delivering something to the house. So she was like, did you order something? So he tells her to close her eyes, cover her eyes, and he is presenting her with a crib that she had her eye on, and it's expensive. But she was like, we can't afford that. He done told the man to put the thing in the house. And so she's happy and enjoying herself, and it is what it is. Well, Nova went to pick up Prosper to take him to the drive because he's going to actually be one of the people in the community that's helping out. And, he just feels like, I'm glad that, y'all didn't forget about me and all of that. Because a lot of the time, a lot of people look at the elderly like, oh, well, they live their life. I'm going to live my life. They'll be all right. Like, no. Like when I saw that scene, I saw myself back in the day when my paternal grandmother was still alive, and I used to go pick her up and take her to the grocery store and little stuff like that. Any of y'all who are from Montgomery, Alabama that are around my age, I don't know if y'all know about this store, but a lot of people who did not live down where I live used to come from Montgomery in the city limits to go down to that store. But at the time it was called Cash Bargains. Cash Bargain, honey. That used to be my store. They used to have certain things up in there sometime, man. It went downhill, and then it ended up, apparently from what I was told, like this was way after I left home. I was told they had new management. They were up under new management, and Joe, like, I don't know if y'all, like, if you are from down where I'm from, you knew who the owner was. This man's name was Joe. I think Joe passed away, this white man. But he was not racist. He lived for black folks. And, his family was up in there. Then he started hiring people that I actually grew up with, went to church with. I've known these people. Like, most of the people in there were people who I knew that were, in the store doing everything in the stuff. And it was just like a whole family vibe. But when I moved away at some point in time, new management happened. Joe sold that, that property, and he just focused on being at the house. I think he got sick and some more stuff. But it was like some foreign people ended up changing the name of it. And my mom and them said, I mean, it's okay, but it ain't like it was. And eventually all of it closed down. I'm like, what? Like, y'all, I can't. I'm still disturbed about that. So anyway, everybody at the drive, and they have food, like the little snacks and stuff. They have lines. Like when they arrived, Nova is confused. Like, okay, why is this line so long? Why are these lines so long? Who are all these people? And it's really supposed to be for people who have been affected, who are potentially exposing themselves to the virus because of the type of work they do, specifically the farmers and, the nurses and, people like that who are out there on the front lines, right? So other parishes have heard about it, and they have driven and they have been in line since before they were going to start distributing the vaccines, right? So Nova has a meeting with everybody and was like, okay, look, what we gonna do is, since we getting low, we ain't got but like 50 more left because they had like 350 shots. They ain't got but like 50 left. And so they looking like, look, what we're gonna have to do is check the identifications of these people. If they don't live here and they ain't from here, and especially if they don't have a reservation, because a lot of people actually, set up reservations, they're going to have to turn around, and whenever we have an event again, that's when they'll be able to come and do what they're going to do. So they showed this white man who was in a pickup truck who had a Confederate flag on the front of his tag and all this other stuff. It was him, his wife, and their child in the truck. And the first thing we saw was the Confederate flag. So Nova walked over to the truck and was like, hey, how may I help you or whatever. They talking about they want the vaccine. And so she was like, I need to see your work identification and all this other stuff. Because the woman is claiming to be a nurse, which I think she lying. And so she was like, oh, I seem to have, forgotten it in my locker at work, at the clinic and all this other stuff. So they were like, well, we have a lot of people who have reservations. So, since you don't have a reservation, you're going to have to come back another day. And you don't have your identification. So he done sped off. Y'all, later on in the episode, this fool done rolled up and reached into the cooler and took out, I guess, 3 vials and ran off with it. So despite Nova actually doing articles and stuff and protesting and wanting to defund the police, she ended up asking for assistance so that she can keep the crowd, how they need to be and mellowed out, and just be a peacemaker. Send the sheriff out here so they can do what they need to do. Man, the sheriff get there and there's a situation popping off. There's a white woman who says she's been there since 6, and one of the ladies who we've seen before, if I'm not mistaken, on this show, she done lived there her entire life, but she forgot her ID at the house. Like, everybody knew her first and last name and everything else. So the woman that got out her car was like, okay, so what is we doing? Because I've been here and I need to be able to get the vaccine. And I know, because they had actually made the announcement and they said that, they were low on it and all of that. I was here before her. Why are you letting her go before me? And she making it, seem like it might be a race situation on top of that, like you're being biased. This is reverse racism to set it off. So the person who is there, the sheriff who is there that is supposed to be the peacemaker to set it off, he was like, well, you need to be fair and da-da-da-da. And of course, seeing his feelings because of what Nova stands for. And he was like, well, it is what it is. You need to be fair. And, since you're trying to defund the police and all this other stuff. And she was like, you're supposed to be here to be a peacemaker. And he was just like, that's what I'm doing. So to kind of help to keep it at bay, Violet was like, look, I'm going to take you home. I'm going to drive you home and I'm going to get your ID. We're going to get your ID and we'll come back. And it's like, went off. Like, the woman that thanked her and everything. Y'all, a whole nother situation that popped off where this woman is coming at Prosper. And Prosper was like, ma'am, we have a shortage and, you need to present identification. I ain't never seen you around here before. I've been here my entire life. So what we're not going to do is this. Like, the heifer came at him sideways. The sheriff that rolled up, he done shoved Prosper. Like, he really doing the most with Prosper. He done rolled up on Prosper and everybody looking like, wait a minute, baby. He done set up. Prosper done fell on the ground and hit his head. I'm like, look, y'all don't understand the tears that welled up in my eyes. What we not gonna do is this. Y'all, I'm like, all right, y'all already doing this to me. Like, I have to tell myself this is a television show. But everybody done rushed to Prosper. Man, Hollywood had a box or something in his hand. He threw that box up terrible and was running to Prosper. Like, everybody is tired. Y'all, I can't wait till the next episode. I'm so done. Like, I got tears in my eyes reliving that moment again. But anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed the recap review for this. I might be back later on. There are a couple of other things going on that I did want to discuss. I do have one more recap review to do, but I don't know if I'm going to do it within the next couple of hours or later on tonight or tomorrow. But yeah, I will be back. So again, hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Y'all be safe out there. And I will see y'all later.